Good evening, friends. Good evening, friends. This is your People's Advocate 𝒟𝑒𝓂𝑒, and we are going to discuss today about auditing and reporting and standards. Begin just 2 minutes. Friends, this is your People's Advocate 𝒟𝑒𝓂𝑒. Today, date is 1st November 2025. Our target is today, especially I would like to talk about auditing the audit reports. But first, would like to go to, yes, first we'll deals about audit reporting and prospect of the financial information of the services and related services and specialized areas and digital auditing and assurance. But our target is first, let's complete today audit reporting. So what kind of reports are there, like what are the reports are there and how to discuss all these aspects now we'll talk, my dear friends. Friends, this is People's Advocate, okay? let's discuss the third number. Friends, I'm thankful, grateful to you all who are participating in my discussion, and absolutely you will gain the knowledge because we are discussing a lot in the practical scenario. So thanks to everyone who are watching my video, and this is basically People's Advocate 𝒟𝑒𝓂𝑒, practicing Advocate 𝒟𝑒𝓂𝑒, enrolled with the AP High Court and serving and as a legal tax counsel for other high courts like Bombay High Court, Madras High Court, and Bombay High Court, Madras High Court, AP High Court, and Gujarat High Court. These are my core high courts. I handle tax matters. Already before Madras High Court, around 5 petitions are there, and especially in the AP High Court, one Power Systems Limited also is going on. And apart from that, 60 appeals is there. And somebody is posting some friends. Don't mistake me because being an advocate, I need to be strict into my subject matter so that I'm not going to rewind my steps. But anyhow, what you wish, God will bless you and God will do justice to you. I believe that, so don't worry about it. Mr. Sajiva Kiran 100. Don't feel bad. Whatever you wish, God will bless you. Okay, that's it. God will bless your lives. Friends, if I look into this audit reporting, this entire audit reporting is a combination of the 4 standards. That's called 700 series. Friends, during my discussion, if anyone feel that you want to talk or you want to chat or you want to have some words, you just connect me my mobile number 9677205265. Dear friends, if you see 700 speaks about forming opinion and reporting financial standards. See, forming an opinion on the financial statement from content of the audit report that builds unmodified clean opinion of the auditor. Understand, friends? Now, for example, if you talk about SAS 701, it's the head is the communicating the key audit matters in the independent audit report. So, to enhance the communicative value of the auditor's report by providing greater transparency that was in understanding those matters that in the auditor's professional judgment were the most significance of the financial statements of the current period. If you see 705, modification to the opinion in the independent auditor's report to issue an appropriate auditor's report when the auditor consider the modification of the audit opinion in the report is necessary to deal with the revised form and content when the modification of the opinion takes place. Opinion takes place. And my dear Manikanta, as you said, I'm not going to talk about any politics because being an advocate, I love the people, I serve the people. The People's Advocate, an organization of legal aid clinic worldwide. The motto is the mission to help the marginalized people where injustice happen to the people who are not affordable to the price of the system and where victims are suffering a lot. There, this people's advocate is going to represent those matters with the free of service. Dear friends, the People's Advocate Legal Aid Services is framed. Our office is located at Chennai and we are based at Chennai and we are born in India and made for the world to provide the legal services where marginalized people are suffering or they are not affordable to the courts and the legal justice system. We will entertain them, we'll file with the appropriate courts and we'll handle those matters. We promise you, we made you promise that we born for to serve the nation, serve the globe and humanity. So that is our mission and vision, my dear friends. But during the part of that, being an advocate, what we have the knowledge, we would like to share to the country and global and everyone. Whoever in the world will touch everyone's hearts to make them, to make them, to make them being a knowledgeable person. He can survive anywhere in the world based on if getting the knowing unknown things. So, dear friends, let's come back to discussion of the audit matter. Audit is a subject which will help the most of the people, shareholders, stakeholders to understanding the basic things. But Navi users, it's little difficult to understand. Of course, I would like to bring to your kind notice that whereafter I teach what my thoughts is presented on the paper, definitely you will be able to understand. So that you please cope up with me and then follow with me and then till the class is complete, you be in the line and then you can make the note points. So in such a way, definitely you'll able to understand well and then you can make your life is comfortable. Dear friends, basically I would like to talk about today audit report. See, audit report, why it's so important? It's so important because a shareholder's money, someone is handling, right? The persons who are handling what they are doing, Being a statutory auditor, he will report into the financial statements. Being a shareholder, you need to understand that what is the significance of the audit report. It's accounting part, it is a taxation part, it is a funds flow part, it is a technical part, it is a business part, it is a cash flow part, it is a profit and loss account part, it is a balance sheet part. What are the parts? The auditor will report any significance variance over the financial statements. If any, he find a deviation from the law. That's called what is law? India is law. And taxation is law. And PF is law. Statutory compliance is law. Companies Act 2013 is law. So, the chartered accountancy profession, while performing the audit report, it's a nothing but is a complying the law and giving audit report based on the law. Being a shareholder, you must be understand the properly the entire audit report. That could you make your life is so comfortable and deals well during the stocks investment. Okay, friends. During the subject matter of discussion here, SA 701 speaks about communicating key audit matters in the independent auditor report. To enhance the communicative value of the auditor's report by providing greater transparency about the audit that was performed, to assist the user in understanding those matters in the auditor's professional judgment, where take off, nice, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. No, no, not worrying. SA 701 communicating key audit matters in the independent auditor's report. To enhance the communicative value of the auditor's report by providing greater transparency about the audit that was performed. To assist the user in understanding those matters that in the auditor's professional judgment were of most significance in the audit of the financial statements of the current period. If I would like to go talk about standards on auditing 705, the modification to the opinion in the independent auditor's report to issue an appropriate auditor's report when the auditor considers the modification of the audit opinion in the report is necessary. To deal with the revised form, to deal with the revised form and content when the modification of the opinion takes place. Now, if I go to standards on auditing 706, the 706 speaks about emphasis of matter, paragraphs, and other matter paragraph in the independent auditor's report. To draw users' attention, to draw users' attention to a matter or matters presented or disclosed in the financial statements and which is a fundamental for the understanding SA 706 is emphasis of matter paragraph and other matter paragraph in the independent auditor's report to draw users' attention to a matter or matters presented or disclosed in the financial statements and which is a fundamental for the understanding of the user, not presented or disclosed in the financial statement and which is relevant for the understanding of the user. Friends, SES 700 it purely speaks about framing, forming an opinion and reporting on the financial statements. It deals with the auditor's responsibility to form an opinion on the financial statements. It also deals with the form and content of the auditor's report issued as a result of an audit of the financial statements. Objective as per SCA 700, the objective of the auditor are to form an opinion on the financial statements based on an evaluation of the conclusions drawn from the audit evidence obtained and to express clearly that opinion through a written report. Friends, SCA 700 purposes SCA 700 applies to an audit of the complete set of general purpose financial statements and is written in the context. The requirement of the standards on auditing are aimed at addressing an appropriate balance between the need for consistency and comparability in auditors reporting globally and the need to increase the value of auditor reporting by making the information provided in the auditor's report more relevant to users. The standards on auditing promote the consistency of the auditor's report, but recognize the need for flexibility and to accommodate the particular circumstances of individual jurisdictions, consistency in the auditor's report. When the audit has been conducted in accordance with standards on auditing, promotes credibility in the global marketplace by making more readily identifiable those audits that have been conducted in accordance with globally recognized standards. It also helps to promote the user's understanding and to identify unusual circumstances when they occur. Understanding audit report, forms and contents of audit report. Understanding audit report, forms and contents of the audit report, forming an opinion on the financial statements. The auditor shall form an opinion on whether the financial statements are prepared in all material respects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. In order to form that respect in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework, in, a, uh, in order to form that respects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework, in order to form that opinion, the auditor shall obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. Further, when further the audit further one minute. Further, when the financial statements are prepared in accordance with the fair presentation framework, the auditor shall evaluate as to whether the financial statements achieve fair presentation by considering the overall presentation structure and content of the financial statements, and whether the financial statements, including the related notes, represent the underlying transaction and events in a manner that achieves fair presentation. In other words, the auditor shall express an unmodified opinion when the auditor concludes that the financial statements are prepared in all material respects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. In order to form that opinion, the auditor shall conclude whether he has obtained a reasonable assurance that the financial statement as whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. Uh, Manikanta, you're there? Mr. Manikanta, you're there? Huh? You're there or not? Mr. Manikanta. It's okay. Whoever joined in my session, I'm grateful to you and glad to meet to them. And you be the light till the end, you will understand more accurately and comfortably. You will enjoy the session. Friends, let's go for the discussion of the subject matter of this standard and regarding to audit report, which we are talking about the SA 700. And let's go to the discussion back. Statements are prepared in accordance with the fair presentation of the framework. The auditor shall also evaluate as to whether the financial statements achieve fair presentation by considering the overall presentation structure and content of the financial statements, and whether the financial statements including the related notes represent the underlying transactions and events in a manner that achieves fair presentation. In other words, the auditor shall express an unmodified opinion when the auditor concludes that the financial statements are prepared in all material respects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. In order to in order to form that opinion, the auditor shall conclude whether he was obtained reasonable assurance that the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. Basic Elements of the auditor's report. As per SA 700, forming as per SA 700, forming an opinion and reporting on financial statements, the auditor's report shall be in writing and shall include the following basic elements, which ordinarily includes in case of auditor's report for auditors conducted in accordance with the standards on auditing. So the basic elements in the auditor's report: title, addressee, basis for opinion, going conclusion. These are the title. In the title, it's address the auditor's opinion, basis for opinion, going concern, key audit matters, other information, responsibility for the financial statement, auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statements, uh, location of the description of the auditors, location of the descriptions of the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement, other reporting responsibilities, signature of the auditor, place of the signature, date of the auditor's report. Just 1 minute, guys. Let's small call. Friends, I would like to talk about this. See, basically, auditor's report is very important. How a doctor's report will resemble your health. The auditor's report resemble financial health or critical cash crunch or cash cow. These all about your financial statements and organization will comes to know by understanding the auditor's report. Friends, what I would like to tell you here, the key audit matters. What is meant by key audit? And other information. Responsibility for financial statements, auditors' responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement, location of the description of the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement, other reporting responsibilities, signature of the auditor, place of signature, date of the auditor's report. Friends, I would like to talk about this. What could I say? Basically, the title, the auditor's report shall have a title that it clearly indicate that the report of an independent auditor, and independent auditor's report distinguishes the independent auditor's report from the report issued by others. Addressee, the auditor's report shall be addressed as required by the circumstance of the engagement. The report could be addressed to the members of the company in case general purpose statutory financial statements and the board of directors in case of a special purpose financial statements. Auditor's opinion. The first section of the auditor's report shall include the auditor opinion and shall have the heading of the opinion. The opinion section of the auditor report shall also identify the entity whose financial statements have been audited. States that the financial statements have been audited. See, the opinion section of the auditor's report shall also the following points. Point number one. Identify the entity whose financial statements have been audited and state that the financial statements have been audited and identify in the title of each statement comprising the financial statements. Refer to the notes including the summary of the significant accounting policies and specify the date of or a period statements expressing an unmodified opinion on financial statements prepared in accordance with the fair presentation framework. The auditor's opinion shall, unless otherwise required by law or regulation, use one of the following phases which are regarded as being equivalent. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements present fairly in all material respects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. In our opinion, the accompanying financial view of in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework when expressing an unmodified opinion on financial statements prepared in accordance with a compliance framework. The auditor's opinion shall be that accompanying financial statements are prepared in all material respects when expressing an unmodified opinion on financial statements prepared in accordance with the compliance framework. The auditor's opinion shall be that accompanying financial statements are prepared in all material aspects in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. In the reference to the applicable financial reporting framework, in the auditor's opinion is not to accounting standards. The auditor opinion shall identify the origin of such other framework Friends, understood? See, the extract of the independent auditor's report, unmodified opinion paragraph is likewise. Opinion, we have audited the standalone financial statements of the company, which comes the standalone balance sheet as on 31st March 2025, and the standalone statement of the profit and loss account of profit and loss account statement of the change in equity, and standalone statements note to the standalone financial statements, including explanatory information. In our opinion, and to the best of our information, and according to the explanation given to use, the aforementioned standalone financial statements give the information required by the Companies Act 2013. In the case, the manner to so required and give a true and fair view in conformity with the accounting principles generally accepted in India, the state, friends. The basis of opinion is the auditor's report shall include a section directly following the opinion section, the heading of the basis of the for the opinion, that states that the auditor the audit was conducted in accordance with the standards on auditing. Refer to the section of the auditor report that describes the auditor responsibilities under the standards on auditing. Includes a statement that the auditor is independent of the entity in accordance with the relevant ethical requirement relating to the audit, that has fulfilled the auditor's ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements. The statement shall refer to the code of ethics issued by ICAI. States whether the auditor believes that the audit evidence the auditor has obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for the auditor's opinion. Friends, because cell phone is not fully charged, I am closing the class now. Within 10 to 15 minutes, through system and through laptop, I'll come before you to discuss about audit report. There are a lot of things to discuss with you. I'll discuss. Whoever watching my YouTube channel, I'm grateful to them. I'm pleasure to them. And guys, if you have a doubt anytime, you can call me back. This is your People's Advocate Srimannaranamalela. And our mobile number is 9677205265. 9677205265. 9677205265. Thank you. Thank you.